subject deletion. Subject deletion. We've talked about ellipses. We've talked about proforms. Let's talk about subject deletion, which is also a type of ellipsis. Let's consider this sentence. The doctor checked the pulse of the patient who was lying unconscious and looked worried. It is a compound complex sentence. That means that it has two independent clauses and one dependent clause. So who was lying unconscious is a dependent clause, and the doctor checked the pulse of the patient and looked worried. But these are two independent clauses. But if we look at this, the second clause, which is an independent clause, as we said, does not have a subject. But it's very easy to understand that the subject of this clause is also doctor, and we can use a pronoun to avoid a repetition. So you can see that it is a coordinated, a compound clause, right? And the second one is looked worried. It does not have a subject. So we have, can we supply? We have supplies. It can be the doctor, and to avoid repetition we can use he or she, because it's a common gender. Intuitively we know the subject of looked worried must be doctor or he, and he looked worried. So it is the characteristic of clauses coordinated by and, or but, right? These are two coordinating conjunctions which join two independent clauses, that the subject of the second clause may be deleted because the subject is the same. There is co-reference between the two subjects, and so they are co-referential. So the subject of the first clause works for the subject of the second clause because it's the same person or thing. There can be other examples as well. For example, John sat down and he told us the news. We don't have to repeat he told us the news. We can simply say John sat down and told us the news. We know that it has two independent clauses joined by and, right? So it's a compound sentence, and the subject of told is John, and we can use a pronoun for him. Suzanne will sing a song or will play the piano. So we know that the second clause, will play the piano, has the subject of the same subject of the first clause. So we don't need to use she or Suzanne for, here, because we understand that the person singing the song and person playing the piano is the same. Bill arrived at 8 but had to leave immediately. So we know that the first clause has the subject Bill, and the second clause has the same subject. So we can either use the noun, and to avoid repetition we must use a pronoun, and even the sentence is so simple that we don't need to use the subject. So these are some of the examples of subject deletion, in which cases we know that the deleted part is very well understood in the context and we need not use it.